Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is December the 7th, 2023. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Day one of my little vacation, staycation, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's nice. I'm chilling. I what did I do? Oh, I guess I woke up and I decided to make a bonus episode for the Patreon. So there's that. That's a thing. But pretty much just there was some news I felt was maybe like a bit more sensitive type of news. About the P Diddy stuff. I figured I was just like, okay, let's put it there. And then also there was a bit of other side news with Twitch Korea shutting down. So I was like, okay, go ahead and talk about it there. Do that. If you'd like to get that, that's for my newsies. By all means, check it out. But yeah, other than that, I've just been chilling. I did go on a snack run, so here's the food corner. I went and got. I went to Walgreens. I wanted to say Walmart, and I'm like, that's not where you went though. But yeah, I got some popcorn, the cheese and caramel popcorn. It's the brand's called Craters, I think. Very yummy. It's kind of, I think it's seasonal, so I tend to get it around this time, and I love it. Then I also got some Kit Kats. I say some Kit Kats. Really, it was just one king size Kit Kat, but I ate half, so there's that. And then I didn't eat it yet, but I will at some point. Baby bottle pop. I was just like I had already gotten Sour Patch Kids, so I was like, you can't like double down the Sour Patch Kids. It's too soon. But I do want something. My little candy goblin ass wanted something, so I got that too. Let's see. Excuse me. I am sorry. Burping in your ear. I know that's not. People don't like that. That's bad podcasting. Okay, sorry about that. Let me go ahead and do my startup, and then we will get into some news. Talk about some happenings. Ooh, all right. There it is again. I'm incorrigible. Um, from the Associated Press, GOP presidential hopefuls target Nikki Haley more than Trump and other moments from the debate. Um, to be honest, I'm just gonna really use this as a reference and just kind of riff a little bit. As usual, former President Donald Trump, who is dominating the GOP primary, didn't appear. Instead, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, businessman Vivek Ramaswamy, and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie continued their effort to gain a sliver of the spotlight in the race. And really, that seems like all they were really trying to go for at the end of the night. Because nothing is changing here. It's not like they, sat down and someone said something that was going to just dethrone Trump, last night. Now I gotta admit, I didn't watch it last night. I think it was like some News Nation situation. I know it was like aired on some of like CW and some other channel, whatever. I watched it on Rumble. I know you yucky, gross, but I don't really care. If you got what I need, I'm gonna go watch it. I don't give a shit. So yeah, I got through that. Oh man, and also a fun feature that they have on Rumble, 2 times forward playback speed. Ooh, we love to see it because I got like halfway through this shit and I started getting like itchy. Like the way you do as like a school kid when you're just like, this is so boring. I want to leave. I want to go. Like, could I just be anywhere else? And I'm like, Isaiah, you have elected to watch this. So I was like, oh, I wish I could just watch it faster. And I was like, you can. So that was great. But yeah, I mean, no one said anything too new. I will say the biggest difference is like you just see that Nikki Haley is truly in the pole position amongst these losers. So good for her. We love a girl boss in this situation. She like immediately was like, just like under the gun. You know, Ron DeSantis was saying shit, Vivek was saying shit. Chris Christie, God help him, he's like, you know what the real problem is? We're not talking about Donald Trump enough. You guys just haven't done it enough, and I have, and that's what makes me the guy. You know, it was just a bunch of bullshit. No one really accomplished or said anything. I don't know, man. You know, Vivek had some banger tweets that he just fired off, you know, and got booed for. Why are they booing me? I'm right. But I don't know. He says like a lot of things, and I keep saying this, that like it seems like it appeals to like a college Reddit guy. Like I just don't know what points he's really trying to pull, because it's like, bro, you're in a Republican primary. Like only so many people are gonna go for this. So yeah, I don't know. Once again, Chris Christie was just being that anti-Trump guy. Ron DeSantis, I'll give him some credit. I say out of everyone, it seemed like he maybe got like the most in against Nikki Haley, like when they would kind of spar, like, you know, in their little, you know, argument, little blah, 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 little chirp, chirp. But I wouldn't say that he did enough to raise him in the polls, get him any closer to Donald Trump. And once again, Nikki Haley is just seemingly reigning supreme. Like, I was literally listening to a fucking episode from the Daily about Nikki Haley. You know, they gave her ass 30 fucking minutes. You know, where apparently Ron who his new boo goof and shit is not working. It's just not enough. Also, he stood like a gremlin throughout the whole thing, made weird faces yet a fucking again. It's so weird. He's so odd. He keeps grinding his fucking jaw. Very odd, man. Very strange. But yeah, just a bunch of losers in Alabama. Really not much to really see or talk about. Let me go ahead and move on. From the Associated Press, Las Vegas shooting suspect was a professor who recently applied for a job at UNLV, Associated Press source says. The man suspected of fatally shooting 3 people and wounding another at a Las Vegas university Wednesday was a professor who unsuccessfully sought a job at the school. A law enforcement official with direct knowledge of the investigation told the Associated Press. The gunman was killed in a shootout with law enforcement, police said. The attack at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, sent shockwaves through a city still scarred by the deaths of 60 people in a 2017 mass shooting. The suspect previously worked at an East Carolina University in North Carolina, according to the official, who spoke on the condition of anonymity because they weren't authorized to release the information publicly. Reports of shots fired about 11:45 a.m. sent police swarming onto the campus while students and professors barricaded themselves inside classrooms and dorm rooms. Police said the shooting started on the 4th floor of the buildings that houses UNLV's Lee Business School. The gunman went to several floors before he was killed in a shootout with 2 university detectives outside the building, said UNLV Police Chief Adam Garcia. I'm not sure if they have like the motive. They also hadn't released it as of this article, and I really didn't go digging for the shooter's name. Obviously, it's very unfortunate. Good that like it wasn't a kind of situation where he was able to like run rampant or like get into a situation where he could like take in a whole room or something like that. You know what I mean? Like the Uvalde thing. But, you know, I mean, this is just me trying to kind of make what I can out of the situation. It's obviously very sad, and, you know, it is just such a fucking norm in this fucking country that I live in. But, yeah, you know, I got to cover it. I got to do it. I got to, you know, say my 2 cents, and then I do that, and then we move on. That's what we do here on this podcast in this country. But yeah, let me go ahead and hit the next beat. We're going to the skies. Once again, from the Associated Press. The U.S. military grounds entire fleet of Osprey aircraft following a deadly crash off the coast of Japan. So it's a bit of an update. And I gotta say before we dig in, Japan had downed their they grounded their Ospreys. I want to say within the same week, but I didn't cover that. Shame on me. I do like talking about these Ospreys. They're very interesting helicopters. They're very interesting, airships, what have you. But that maybe didn't feel too pressing, so I was like, whatever. But then the fact that that happened, and now the military announced late Wednesday it was grounding all of its Osprey V-22 helicopters 1 week after 8 Air Force Special Operations Command members died in a crash off the coast of Japan. Also, they did find more bodies and things like that as well. But, once again, that was one of those days I was like, I know it. And, if you really want to know, I know you guys probably found it yourselves. But, yeah, I mean, I think this is a good call. Granted, I think it's a temporary situation. They're going to, quote unquote, investigate it. And, hopefully maybe learn something, get to the bottom of it. But I mean, I don't know. It might be time to say, I think this is at the same time, it's a newer vehicle, and that might be why you wouldn't want to say, oh, let's scrap this and maybe say go back to an older model, and or maybe that's not even a thing. Maybe I'm just thinking too much here or not thinking enough. But essentially with this helicopter, it's just, this is not the first incidents. We've covered a couple of these situations before, and it's good that they're at least saying, hey, let's stop flying these for a bit. Let's do some investigating. I would imagine they have some kind of alternative, but this is just a very efficient vehicle when it's working. Efficient vehicle. You can say it's an air vehicle, right? I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. It is good that in my mind that they are downing them and saying, hey, I'm saying downing them. That's the wrong word. My bad. That they are grounding them, but hopefully the investigation bears some fruit, and them taking a break and looking at it and assessing it. But I don't know, man. Maybe they should just say, let's not use these, and maybe use like something else until we can come up with something better. I don't know, but they are cool. I will say they're very like mobile, spry helicopters, because they're helicopters, but they're like planes at the same time. You know what I mean? So very cool ass shit. But God, we fucked this one up. Whatever, that happens. Sometimes it's scuff. I'm on vacation. Okay, this is a working vacation. All right. Sometimes you're not gonna get the best news coverage. And technically, I'm still sick, but I actually feel pretty good. Anyway, let me take a break, and then we will do our last bit. Hi. Okie dokie. Our last story comes from NBC News. Texas judge grants pregnant... It hit me. Sorry. Texas judge grants pregnant woman's request to get an abortion. A rare headline coming out of Texas. That's for goddamn sure. But I really wanted to get into this as I heard it kind of happening. And the story did not disappoint, sadly. God damn it. I gotta say, from the fucking top of this, fuck Kim Paxton. Anyway, a Texas judge on Thursday granted an emergency order allowing a pregnant woman whose fetus has a fatal diagnosis to get an abortion in the state. Last month, Kate Cox, a 31-year-old Dallas area mother of two who was about 20 weeks pregnant, found out that her developing fetus has trisomy 18, a rare chromosomal disorder likely to cause stillbirth or the death of a baby shortly after it's born. Texas law prohibits all abortions with limited exceptions. So, excuse me, on behalf of Cox, her husband, and her doctor, lawyers with the Center of Reproductive Rights filed a request for a temporary restraining order that would block the state's abortion bans in Cox's case and enable her to terminate her pregnancy. Let's see here. Cox's 2 children were delivered by cesarean section, so carrying this pregnancy to term and getting a third C-section could put her at risk for multiple serious medical issues. Let's see. She argued during the hearing, and this is the lawyer, I believe, Dwayne. She argued during the hearing that Cox was at a high risk for multiple pregnancy complications, including hypertension, gestational diabetes, and infection. And said that within the last 2 days, Cox had to visit the emergency room for the 4th time for pregnancy symptoms, including severe cramps, leaking fluid, and elevated vital signs. State District Judge Maya Guerra Gamble quickly granted the requested order, which allows Cox's doctor to perform the abortion without fear of persecution of the state. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. Because that was honestly what I was most worried about when this story started hitting the news wave. And it's like, okay, thank God. Because we know how Texas works. We know how a lot of these southern states work when it comes to abortions. They are very hard line about it. But this is where you're supposed to have this fucking exception, right? Right? This is literally putting a person's life in danger. Not to mention, you are having a baby that is going to just instantly enter a life of suffering and then die instantly. I'm not being fucking dramatic like a beatnik poet, about the fucking living experience that is life itself. I'm talking about no, this baby is going to live and die an excruciating life. You're going to put this woman through unnecessary fucking pain and potentially make it so that she can't have more children, which she wants to have. She already has 2 children already. So I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be one of those slam dunk, corner cases that's going to work. But Jonathan Stone, an attorney with the Texas Attorney's General's office, who represented the state in the hearing, argued that Cox and her husband had not sufficiently demonstrated that they would suffer immediate and irreparable injury without an abortion. And then he went on to add in this quote, "The only party that's going to suffer an immediate and irreparable harm if the judge grants the requested order," he said, "is the state." And I'm like, I couldn't imagine, you already, let's pause here, right? If you're Katie, I'm sorry, I call her Katie, it's Kate, my bad. If you're Kate in the situation, you're her family, you have to go through this agonizing realization that it's like, oh man, this baby that I wanted to have, this isn't viable. This isn't going to work. That's sad. That's unfortunate. Now you have to go through all these loops and hoops to now go into court and ask to say, hey, can you make an injunction in the state so that we can have this abortion and then like move on with our life? Can we like get this done now, please? And you have to hear this fucking shit. That the state is gonna suffer. The fucking fuck the state. I'm sorry. If there's any listeners in Texas, I love you, and I imagine your barbecue is great. Rodeo. But fuck Texas for that. What the hell? That's insane. That's insane that people think this. But let me get to why I said fuck Ken Paxton. Besides the fact that he's a corrupt ass piece of shit, goddamn attorney general. In a statement Thursday afternoon, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton said that the judge's order will not insulate hospitals, doctors, or anyone else from civil and criminal liability for violating Texas abortion laws. This includes first-degree felony prosecutions. It also does not prohibit private citizens or a district or county attorney from enforcing. That's filler. I don't really care about that. Let's see here. Is there anything else I really wanted to add from this? Yeah, essentially, Ken Paxton is saying, hey, if you go through with this, we will go after the hospital itself. You guys are not immune from potential prosecution. AKA, we're going to make this difficult for you. We're going to, potentially fuck this up if you go through with this, even though a judge has okayed this. which I think is fucking sinister. So, fuck the state, the actual, the state itself, the governing body of Texas for that. That's barbaric. That's monstrous. It's insane. That's a fucking thing. But I'm glad that at least I can give you the good news that at least this has been okayed, and hopefully she can just get this done. Once again, just get back to her life. Like, she already has a family that she's trying to grow and cultivate, and this is already a hard ass fucking thing. It's already sad as hell to have to go through this. Like, no one wants to have a fucking abortion. It's just sometimes it's something you have to fucking do. Okay, goddamn. But that being said, a woman should have full autonomy over her goddamn body and have the right and the choice to have an abortion. Period. Goddamn. You shouldn't have to, hear that from me. That should just be a fucking thing. Like fucking breathing. Anyway, that's it. That's all I really have for today. All right, cool. We did better. I feel like I was like going way too long. That's the episode. If you'd like to support the effort, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Isaiah News. Let's see here. I shout you out at the top of the episode, and then I plug, not the top of the episode. I'm rambling, gambling. At the top of the episode, or the end of the episode, at the top of the month, and also plug a project if you like. Jeez Louise. Let's see here. If you'd like to find me on the email, isaiahnews1@gmail.com, and then you can find me on all the socials. And hopefully you subscribe to the YouTube. Helps out a lot. Feel free to leave a thumbs up, positive review, whatever you like. Helps out a lot. Hopefully I'll see you soon for some more good news. I love you. Bye-bye. Mwah.